Hey, hey, hey. Happy Tuesday. Come on in. Pull up a chair. Gaming Gang Dispatch is in the air. Howdy, 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 gang. Welcome once again to the Duct Tape Studios. I'm Jeff McAleer, your host here at the Gaming Gang Dispatch. Brought to you by, amazingly enough, thegaminggang.com, of which I happen to be the founder and editor in chief. So, welcome aboard. Tonight is Tuesday, November 8th, 2022. It is election day here in the US. And it also happens to be live stream number 848. If you're not familiar with the stream, keep in mind, super casual around here, just hanging out, talking about the latest in tabletop gaming news, and then taking a look at a tabletop game. Tonight, we're going to take a peek at a game that is not out yet. It is arriving this month. It is Verdant, which is from Flat Out Games and AEG. This is a family-friendly affair, and it is arriving in stores on November 18th. We are going to dive on in. It seems pretty interesting, so we're gonna take a peek, see what's inside the box here. Of course, if you are not familiar with the stream, please keep in mind we do tackle the tabletop gaming news first. Then we dive into the first look, or every once in a while, I'll do a review live, which is a little bizarre. But for the most part, it's always first looks. But if you're watching live and you're like, hey, I'm tuning in because I want to see Verdant, please keep in mind about 35 minutes before we will hit the unboxing and first look. So if you're watching live, just kick back, relax, hang out with the gang. If you are watching 30 minutes or more after this stream ends, you will have an opportunity to jump past the tabletop gaming news. There are timestamps. They are in the show notes as well as possibly right there in the timeline of the video, depending on what device you happen to be watching this on. If you are watching on a Memorex tape, then you will have to fast forward. Sorry, that's how things work. Anyway, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit thegaminggang.com for all the latest in tabletop gaming news, reviews, and a whole lot more that you will not find here on the Gaming Gang channel, including a couple of upcoming reviews for Pathfinder releases. I think it's two Pathfinder. It might be one Pathfinder and one Starfinder that Sammy Yuhas has finished up and is sending my way. So those will be up a little bit later on this week, probably Thursday and Friday. It's usually when I like to pop out some of the written reviews. So also do want to mention that there is chat available because this is a live stream. It's not on screen. It's one of the things that I, do to keep some of the more unusual commenters at bay. And you must be a subscriber to the channel for at least 48 hours before you can take part in chat. And another thing I do to keep some of the more unusual commenters at bay. Well, we've got chat off and running. The Motor City Madman himself. Yes, the Madman was first out the gate in chat tonight. Kevin R. Smith is with us. The Happy War Gamer mentions that GMT sent them 3 war games and was notified of a sale going on at GMT. Yeah, to be honest, I was not aware of that. I didn't know. Usually I take a peek at GMT to see what they've got up on their P500s. That's usually the GMT news that I bring to you. So, but you know what? I got to sign up for their newsletter. I always forget. I always think to myself, hey, you know what? I gotta sign up for it, and then I forget. I'm off on something else, some other tangent. Kathy Evans and Coco B, as well as Russell Higgins, are with us tonight as well. So, welcome aboard, everybody. As I mentioned, it is election night. Yes, I did go vote. Actually, I guess I should be pointing here to the sticker. And those of you out there, if you live in the United States, that is, hopefully you were registered to vote and you went and flexed your political muscle sometime today as well. I say it all the time. If you don't vote, you really don't have a say when you're complaining about the way things are. So I know a lot of people who don't vote and, they'll complain about everything and anything politically, governmentally. And it's sort of like, well, you know what? You didn't vote. So, "Oh, my vote doesn't count." If everybody thought that way, then nothing would get done. Anyway, so I'm going to spend the next 20 minutes talking about politics. Kidding. I am not. Anyway, just wanted to thank everybody out there. If you went and voted, big thumbs up, big tip of the cap. Thank you very kindly for doing that. All right. So, Sarah D is also popping in, said that they left early to get to the polls before work while it was still quiet. The area I live in, I've never seen the polling place like super busy. I mean, there were people in there. There's always people in there, but never had to, stand in line and wait in, like a half hour, hours. Like some folks, I appreciate those people out there, get in a line. It's like, oh, it's going to be 3 hours. All right. Well, I'm here. Kevin R. Smith says their polling place was apparently quiet, except for a few bursts. Apparently, a lot of people voted early. I think we'll have a good number of people who voted. Once again, I'm not telling you who to vote for. I'm not telling you what side to pick. I'm just saying, I appreciate when people go vote. It's what this nation was founded on. All right, moving right along. Let's jump on into the news. Because arriving this week is Endless Winter, Paley Americans, and here's the skinny from Fantasia Games. Endless Winter, Paleo Americans takes place in, you guessed it, North America around 10,000 BCE. Players guide the development of their tribes across several generations, from nomadic hunter gatherers to prosperous tribal societies. Over the course of the game, tribes migrate and settle new lands, establish cultural traditions, hunt Paleolithic megafauna, and build everlasting megalithic structures. I don't know. Are there everlasting megalithic structures out there? I'm not that up on prehistory, folks. I'm pretty good on the ancient era and ancient civilizations. Prehistory, I don't know all that much. Endless Winter is a Euro style game that combines worker placement and deck building in an innovative way. Each round, players send their tribe members to various action spaces and pay for the actions by playing cards and spending resources. Tribe cards grant additional labor, while culture cards provide a variety of unique effects. As an alternative, cards can be saved for an end of round eclipse phase, where they are simultaneously revealed to determine the new player order and trigger various bonus actions. Game features a novel blend of interwoven systems and mechanics, such as multi use cards, area influence, tile placement, and set collection. Plus, there are many viable paths to victory. After 4 brisk rounds, scores are tallied, and the tribe with the most points wins. Endless Winter Paleo Americans is for 1 to 4 players, ages 12 and up. Plays around 60 to 120 minutes. I don't know. Would that be a brisk round if it takes 30 minutes? I'm not complaining because this looks like a very cool game. Why sharing the news? But no, 30 minutes to me doesn't mean make a brisk round. Anyway, this is going to arrive in stores this week, carrying an MSRP of $60. Gotta be honest, I am not familiar with Fantasia Games. They do have some releases out there, but if you are taking a peek with a critical eye, you'll notice the artwork is from the Miko. Yes, that's right. The Miko provided the artwork for this. Guess he's busting away from doing the artwork for all the Garfield games, right? All the games that end up getting released here in the US by Renegade Game Studio. Yes, yes. But anyway, this looks very, very interesting. I like the fact that you're leading this tribe over generations. So Madman says, yes, they definitely know that artwork. Oh, yeah. Play any of the North Sea releases. What is the other one that discounts of something or other? It's in Europe. I've never played it. That's why I'm not right real keen on the title of it. But once again, this looks very interesting and it will arrive in stores this week. Also making its way into stores this week is Atlantic Robot League from WizKids. Here's what I know. In the far future, a new sport has swept the world. Giant mech battles. I need a sip here. I bit my lip. There we go. Let's start from scratch. In the far future, a new sport has swept the world. Giant mech battles. Mile high giants fight across entire city blocks. Rabid fans wear their favorite team's colors and gather in Virtua bars to watch the battles. It's the perfect time for a savvy gambler to get filthy rich, even if you have to cheat just a little bit. In Atlantic Robot League, players place bets on the outcome of a massive mech battle the size of a dozen city blocks. All bets are placed, and everybody gets a chance to influence the battle by sliding the mechs across the arena, knocking out rivals, and buying scheme cards from the insider to bend the rules. Particularly devious gamblers might even pay the fixer to change their bets during the battle. Occasionally, your opponents will be helped and will actually be sharing a bet. Occasionally, they'll be knocking out mechs you need to survive. Since all bets are hidden, you won't know until the end and might even be able to bluff an opponent into accidentally doing exactly what you want. 5 mech teams face off, each with 3 robots. And in each of 3 rounds, you bet on which team will have the most surviving mechs, which will KO the most mechs, which team will be eliminated first, and which 5 robots will be standing at round's end. The fewer the players who bet correctly, the bigger the payout for those who do. After 3 rounds, whoever is bet best wins. Kind of an odd way to put that. Wouldn't it be after 3 rounds, whoever has the most money is the winner? Atlantic Robot League is for 2 to 5 players ages 12 and up. Plays in around 20 minutes. It's going to carry an MSRP of $34.99. Another game that looks pretty interesting. Thing that kind of throws me off though is it says they're giant mechs. It's Atlantic Robot League. Aren't mechs usually manned and robots are not? I don't know. Thought it was a little strange why they keep referring to them as mechs instead of giant robots, seeing it's Atlantic Robot League. So now. All right, let's move on to some role playing game news because there is a fresh bundle of holding that's arrived. It features Traveler 2E, which is from Mongoose Publishing. Yes, I know it's a little tricky for me to say it's second edition Traveler because it's second edition Mongoose Publishing Traveler. I know there's so many travelers out there. Regardless, here's the deets on the deal. Traveler. This Mongoose Traveler Explorations bundle is one of two all new offers in progress featuring the second edition Traveler tabletop role playing game from Mongoose Publishing. Start your travels, get it? Right here with everything you need to play for any science fiction role playing game campaign. From desperate battles across the stars against evil empires, through free traders operating on both sides of the law, to mercenary companies desperate to find their next ticket, Traveler lets you explore the universe the way it suits you. For just $12.95, you'll get all four titles in the starter collection with a retail value of $97 as DRM free PDFs, including Mongoose's complete Traveler Core rulebook and its current 2022 update version. The sector source books Behind the Claw, covering Deneb and the much traveled playground, the Spinward Marshes, and Sword Worlds. If you pay more than the threshold price of $35.02, sure that's probably changed by now, you'll level up and also get the entire bonus collection with 8 more source books and adventures worth an additional $147, including Aliens of Charted Space Volumes 1 and 2, the Sword Worlds campaign Skanderfisik, I know I mispronounced that, 2 Spinward subsector source books, the Bowman Arm and the Lunian Shield Worlds, 2 Marches Adventures, High and Dry, and Mission to Mithril, and Deneb Adventure 1, The Lost Duke. So I should point out, I believe Bundle of Holding mistyped that because it should be Marshes, isn't it? Not Marches? These savings run through November 28th, and 10% of your payment after gateway fees will be donated to the pandemic related charity. You guessed it, Direct Relief. I have to say, this is a smashing deal because just the PDF for the 2022 update, which is the core rules, is $30 over at Drive Through RPG. You can spend like $1.02, maybe, or I should say $5.02 more and get all of this. That is a smoking deal. So Kevin says it's Spinward Marches. I remember that from other traveler stuff that they've read. Yeah, what I'm saying, yeah, I guess I said that incorrectly. The cell sheet info says marshes. That's why I was like, what? Thought it's Spinward Marches. So Kevin says they might have to get in on this. They do have the bundles of holding for the LBBs and Mega Traveler. So obviously got to catch them all. Yes, and of course we also have 2300, which I know it's not really Traveler, but it's Traveler. Yes, it is confusing as Kevin points out, having the two. Well, there's actually more than just two Traveler, but one of the ones I'm thinking of right off the top of my head is not called Traveler, but it's based on Traveler. So it's like, what? But people ask me, you know, why are the PDFs from Mongoose Publishing so pricey? And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, but I can tell you that keep your eyes peeled for bundles because every once in a while we do see a smoking deal on Traveler, and this is it. So if you've been holding off, this would probably be an opportunity. Yes, Kevin points out, yes, it's a Cepheus engine. That's exactly what I was thinking of, which also breaks out into a whole bunch of other games. So even I believe, I think the Cepheus engine powers some fantasy role playing games. Anyway, you've got all month practically to score this. And if you've ever had any curiosity about Traveler, taking a peek into it, I definitely give it a thumbs up. I really like Traveler. I agree. I think the products are overpriced. And from time to time, I don't think Mongoose provides as much bang for your buck as you would like. But for the most part, they've done pretty well. They've done pretty well by Traveler. They really have. Something else that's coming out this week, and it's arriving in stores, is the Dungeon Crawl Classics Tome of Adventure Volume 1 from Goodman Games. Here's the scoop. The first 7 Dungeon Crawl Classic RPG adventures in one volume. Tome of Adventure Volume 1 collects the first 7 adventure modules published for the DCC RPG rule set, mostly written by DCC legend Harley Stroh and the Dungeon Crawl Classics Dark Master himself, Joseph Goodman. Featuring brand new cover art by Doug Kovacs, this compilation includes Doom of the Savage Kings, first published as DCC 66.5, Sailors on the Starless Sea, including the bonus level The Summoning Pits, which was number 67, People of the Pit, including the bonus content The Assassins of the Pit, that was number 68, The Emerald Enchanter, including the mini sequel The Emerald Enchanter Strikes Back, that was number 69, The Jewels of the Carnifex, which was DCC 70, and the 13th Skull, which I gotta say, I've heard really good things about. So it is also includes the standalone adventure, The Balance Blade. So that was DCC 71. And then Beyond the Black Gate, which you just saw the images for, the cover. And I'm like, whoa, that artwork is really cool. I was like, I have not, usually it's, I mean, not saying Doug Kovacs doesn't do great art, but I was like, holy cow, that is a very different look. And of course, Beyond the Black Gate would be DCC 72. Within the covers of this book lurk demonic hounds, terrible beastmen, avatars of chaos, moon devils, slumbering gods, and even more fantastic dangers, each demonstrating why Dungeon Crawl Classics is the perfect game to capture that classic sword and sorcery style of adventure. Whether this is your first taste of DCC RPG or you're well acquainted with its flavor, you'll want a feast unlike any other inside the Tome of Adventure Volume 1. The Tome of Adventure Volume 1 hardcover and PDF combo carry an MSRP of $49.99. I don't think that you'll be able to find this in PDF at Drive Through RPG anytime soon. Reason why I mention that is because this is a collection of all these previous releases, which are already out in PDF. So I doubt that you're going to see this volume in PDF from Drive Through RPG. PDF is included with your purchase if you do so over at Goodman Games. So Kevin says that for what it's worth, they've heard the Mongoose edition is really good, at least Seth Skurkowski thinks so. Yeah, it is. I actually think it's really good. It's very, very well done. Once again, just a little pricey. 245 Trioxin is with us in chat. Good to see you. 245. Let's move on to my last news piece. There's an interesting looking role playing game. It's caught my eye. It's from LFOSR, who I was not familiar with until I ran across this. I've got the dope on a Zag. Treat with strange entities, battle against weird magics, and explore the world of mystery and wonder of a Zag. This psychedelic role playing game and setting, developed by Dank Dungeons and inspired by games such as Fighting Fantasy, features a plethora of imaginative text, striking illustrations, and evocative table generators to help bring this unique world into existence in front of your eyes. This second print run of Azag combines the previously released two separate books, The Rules and The World, into one volume. The rules section includes 30 pages of rules broken down into basic concepts, complex concepts, and optional tools for running the game. Also features selections and sections on character creation, advancement, abilities, talents, spells, and descriptions of their uses. Mundane objects, magic items, monster lore, and statistics are also included. The world section includes nearly 50 pages of additional lore and insight into the world of Azag. Features 7 short fictional pieces, some even composed by guest contributors such as Diogo Nogueira of Old Skull Publishing. I think I botched that name. As well as entire sections focusing on people, motivations, plot hooks, and in depth descriptions of over 25 unique locations plus encounters. The 78-page digest sized softcover is available now for $22.99. I do believe that this has been out for a bit, but I think this collection, which combines the two previously released, taking a guess they were digests, uh, in one volume, I think this is relatively new. This does look pretty interesting. And like I said, I just stumbled across it. I am not familiar with LFOSR, although it looks as if they're they're a publisher along the lines of Exalted Funeral. If you're familiar with the work Exalted Funeral does, they kind of give me that same vibe. So they have some which are original to their company, such as this, and then they also publish some third-party releases as well. All right, that is it for the news tonight. I see William Hell His Eyes is with us tonight and chat. Welcome aboard. Anyway, no news piece from Drive Through RPG tonight. That's a shocker, right? But don't forget, the Gaming Gang, thus the Dispatch, is affiliated with the One Bookshelf sites. So if you are going to visit Drive Through RPG, please stop by thegaminggang.com first. Click on one of our banner ads. That way, if you happen to make a purchase, I get a small portion of that sale. And that goes for DM's Guild, Storyteller's Vault, War Game Vault, all of the One Bookshelf sites. So all you simply need to do, let's say you're going to Drive Through Cards, you can stop by thegaminggang.com first, click on our banner ad, and then when you got to, say, Drive Through RPG, then you simply look to the lower left, click on Drive Through Cards, and it'll still hang on to our affiliate code. So there is that. Also, if you like this video, if you dig the channel, if you find gaminggang.com to be a valuable resource, hell, if you just like what we do, please stop by paypal.me/gaminggang and you can make a small donation. Just like the madman just did. Yeah. And a big thank you to all of you out there who use the banner ads and or visit paypal.me. I really, really do appreciate that. All right. So we're going to jump into Verdant in just a couple of moments. First, did want to point out I tallied up the 50/50 game sale to benefit Extra Life and brought in $404 for Extra Life. Pretty sweet. Very cool. I know that beat what we did last year in the auction. I think we were just over 300 last year. So I am going to probably continue to have those various different games available. If people want to pick them up, I'm just not going to be splitting the proceeds. Had your chance. Had your chance to help those sick kids. Some of you did. Some of you are like, I'll just wait. I'll help sick kids later. All righty. So, anyway, once again, as I mentioned earlier in the show as we open, if you're in the U.S. and you went out and voted today, thank you very much. Very, very appreciative of that, regardless of who you voted for. So, I know some of you have popped in during the show, so I did want to make sure to thank you for that. All right, so we're going to jump on in and take a look at Verdant. But remember yesterday I talked about how I had 2 packages coming from Free League Publishing. They were supposed to arrive tomorrow. They actually showed up today, and neither one was what I thought it was going to be. I was thinking, okay, so we should see Cyborg, and then there's like a little like accessory pack or something like that. So I thought that was showing up, and then I was like, ooh, isn't Blade Runner supposed to come out this month? Wonder if that's it, because I wasn't told what was coming. Just got to notice that there was a package, 2 packages that were shipped out, and they were from Free League. Well, you're going to get to choose what we take a look at on tomorrow's show, because we either have The One Ring, Ruins of the Lost Realm to dive on into. So keep in mind, this is for The One Ring. This is not for the Lord of the Rings. Isn't that what it's called? Lord of the Rings Adventures for 5e. But I'm pretty sure they didn't go with Adventures in Middle Earth. I forget. Or we can take a look at Alien, the role-playing game, Heart of Darkness. So in chat, let me know which one you would prefer to see on tomorrow's live stream. Sweet. So, I mean, pretty cool, but I was like, really hoping it was going to be Blade Runner. All right. We are going to be diving on in and cracking open Verdant. But first, I think it's time for a brief intermission.
Hi, folks. I'm Rico.
Oh, Nacho.
He's Peppy.
See?
You can find us at the concession stand in the lobby.
Along with all sorts of other tasty goodies.
See? Rico's Nachos, a refreshingly new and different snack discovery. Chock full of high-quality ingredients, crisp, fresh tortilla chips, covered with creamy aged cheddar cheese, topped off with zesty jalapeno pepper rings. Rico's Nachos, out of sight.
Remember, folks, we're the new star at the snack bar, Rico's Nachos, a new taste treat you can't beat.
See? Rico's Nachos, on sale at the snack bar now.
Vote for me and we'll all drink Wilkins coffee.
But I don't like Wilkins.
Elect me and you'll learn to like Wilkins.
What are you doing here? You ought to be outside with the rest of the kids. This is where Thanksgiving really begins, isn't it, Edgar?
Well, now, if you're referring to the aroma of roast turkey, I concur.
No, Ray, I was talking about the kitchen. It looks like a real center of hospitality.
Did you say hospitality?
Uh-huh.
That's one thing we're always prepared for around here. Help yourself.
Wouldn't this be a good time for you and your guests to have Coca-Cola, too?
Yes, and Coca-Cola is so delicious, so refreshing, so tempting to any guest when you bring out those familiar bottles with tiny beads of moisture running down their frosty sides, assuring you that the Coke inside is really ice cold. And the good, the gracious, the friendly homes of America are always prepared for hospitality, not only on Thanksgiving Day, but every day all the year around, no matter who comes to call or who happens to drop in. And one of the easiest, simplest, and surest ways in the world to be prepared for hospitality is to have plenty of Coca-Cola in your refrigerator, ice cold and ready to serve all the time. It's a wonderful way to say to folks, so glad you came. Welcome anytime.
Vote for me, and I'll make sure you like Wilkins coffee. Like Kevin wrote in chat, if you vote for me, you'll learn to like Wilkins in the re-education camps. That's good coffee they're serving in the re-education camp. So I had to chuckle with the Rico's commercial. I've showed that a couple of times in the past. It's like, we're Rico's Nachos, the new stars of the snack bar. And then it's like everything else just completely overwhelms them in the shot. It's like, I'm looking at that shot. All I'm seeing is buttercup popcorn, folks. Not Rico's Nachos. Sorry. But I got a quick question for everybody out there. I don't know if anyone is going to get this or not. But that Coke commercial, they go walking into the kitchen and the kind of older gentleman says something. And the woman refers to him as Edgar. Does anybody know who that is or was? Give you a moment. So I had to laugh. The madman's like, oh, please do not do Christmas. No, I was trying to find some Thanksgiving stuff, but no, I will not run any sort of Christmas intermissions until after Thanksgiving because I couldn't believe I was seeing Christmas stuff in stores before Halloween. That drives me nuts. So William says glass Coke, yum. Yes, it was pretty good. Pretty good. Coco B says they want Alien. So far, everybody's voting for Alien. The One Ring's not getting any love. William says Edgar Allan Poe. It was Edgar Bergen, which you're probably like, who? But if I say Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy, you might be like, oh, wait a second. I've heard of that. Yeah. Edgar Bergen was a weirdo. Just ask his daughter, Candace Bergen. He, if you're not familiar with Charlie McCarthy, he was a ventriloquist dummy, and they had a radio show. So picture that for just a moment in your head. A radio show with a ventriloquist dummy. Although I got to admit, I have listened to some episodes. They are kind of funny. So Kevin says, yes, he thought of Charlie McCarthy when I said Edgar Bergen. So there you go. But yeah, he according to his daughter, he treated that dummy better than she got treated as a kid. And he was a terrible ventriloquist, too. That's why I couldn't believe he was still, like, he was in film and on TV with the Charlie. It was like, what? All right. All that said, today I am going to unbox and take a first look at Verdant from Flat Out Games and AEG. It's designed by Molly Johnson, Robert Melvin, Aaron Mesburn, Kevin Russ, and Sean Stankiewicz, with artwork provided by Beth Sobel. Wow, 5 designers? That's a lot of cooks in that kitchen. The game is for 1 to 5 players, ages 10 and up, plays in around 30 to 45 minutes. It's going to carry an MSRP of $39.99 when it arrives in stores on November 18th. Kevin says, so now we know why it was a radio show. Yes, and everybody liked Charlie better than they liked Edgar Bergen. That is very true. Kathy Evans pointed that out. Yes, he was not a well-liked person. So, don't know what to tell you. All right, let's swing it over to the other camera because here I've got Verdant. So, those of you who enjoy cats in your games, yes, we will see some Beth Sobel cats, I believe. So there we go. William says the monocle got the ladies for Charlie. One of the reasons why Charlie McCarthy was popular was he could be a little risque. He could get away with stuff with the censors that, like, living human beings on the radio couldn't, which didn't make any sense because it was just a doll. There was a person providing the voice, and that person was Edgar Bergen. So, I don't know. Do not know. So we are going to test out the autofocus on the new lens today. I was playing around with the image again, so we'll see how sharp this ends up being. All right, let's flip this on over and take a peek. Verdant is a gorgeous spatial puzzle game for the whole family. Take on the role of a houseplant enthusiast. What do you mean take on the role? Isn't everyone a houseplant enthusiast? Collecting and caring for plants as you compete to create the coziest, most verdant home. Terms are simple. Select a card/token set and place each into your expanding home. Earn points by providing plants with the lighting conditions they desire. Coordinating your interior space with furniture and pets. And racing against your opponents to pot plants and earn bonuses. With variable scoring goals, each game of Verdant brings a new spatial puzzle to your table. For some reason, I have a little hair on my cheek. I was like, you could see. I was like, what is the hell? What's going on? Where did that come from? I know where it came from. It came from one of the cats, but still. All right, let's crack this on open. So as I have pointed out before, I really enjoyed Calico, which was originally, if I remember correctly, from Flat Out Games. There's another game, Concordia, isn't that it? It's that's coming out this month as well, which is from AEG and Flat Out Games. All right, so we've got our rule book. Let's see what we get with the rules here. So we got our components. So we have 60 unique plant cards, 60 unique room cards, 10 player aid cards, 5 storage cards. We've got goals for plants, items, rooms. We have a cloth bag for item and nurture tokens. We've got some item tokens here. So we have birds, dogs, and cats. Well. We got a whole bunch here. Green thumb tokens, nurture items, and then we have the verdancy tokens, which I believe are wooden. So it's showing us the setup here for 2 players. Just by taking a peek, I kind of have an idea how this game plays. So I believe we'll have item cards that will like provide lighting. And then what you're trying to do is trying to line up cards with the proper lighting. Now, I don't know if there's other things going on, like if you're trying to get certain colors in a row or anything like that. We'll find out. So, turn summary, select a card and a token. At the beginning of each turn, there will be 4 plant cards, 4 item tokens, and 4 room cards in the center of the play area. This is referred to as the market. Cards and tokens will be arranged in 4 columns, each with 1 plant card, 1 item token, and 1 room card. You must select 1 item token and 1 card, plant, or room from the same column. Okey-dokey. You will also obtain any green thumb tokens that are on any card that you select. So I'll take a stab that if a card doesn't get selected, it gets a green thumb token. Just thinking maybe that's the case. Place a card into your home. Check lighting conditions and collect verdancy. So, okay, so here we have the lighting conditions. So we have full sun, semi-shade, and shade. And then it looks like we have numeric values in the upper corner as well. You may choose to place furniture and pet item tokens into your home or spend nurture item tokens to carry out nurture actions. You may place or spend the token you just obtained, a stored token you saved from a previous turn, or both. So you place the furniture or pet item onto any room card. Only 1 token may be placed on each room card. Token colored type does not need to match the room type, but if it does, it'll increase the room's card scoring potential. Right, so we've got nurture items, which are fertilizer, hand trowel, and a watering can. So we complete plants and adding pots. Whenever you complete a plant by adding the total number of verdancy that it requires, you will immediately remove all verdancy tokens from the card and pot the plant by adding the highest value bonus pot token remaining in the supply. If no bonus pot tokens remain in the supply, you will take a terracotta pot token. Pot tokens are placed over the pot depicted on the card to signify plant completion. Huh. My interest is actually kind of piqued by this. As weird as that may sound. Endgame and scoring. So you're going to score for completed plants, extra verdancy on incomplete plants, bonus pot tokens, room bonuses, furniture and pets, plant collector bonus. So I guess there's 5 different plant types, and you get 3 points if you have 1 of each. A decorator bonus. So there are 5 different room types. Room types, yeah. So it's just a fantasy. You know, we're casting runes and creating plants. So there are 5 room types. You can get a bonus for that as well if you have 1 of each. So this is giving us a scoring example. We have a solo mode. That's cool. We have variants. Family variant. Why? This didn't seem very cutthroat up to this point. Oh, okay. Streamlined rules that reduce the complexity so that younger and less experienced gamers can enjoy the game. Okay. I was going to say, family variant. I didn't think there was like a lot going on that, would hurt people's feelings. Didn't look like any take that going on. So we have achievements. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Okay. So as you're playing, you can mark off your achievements. We have different scenarios. Looks like this is pretty much for solo. No, probably. I guess not. You'd have different scenarios, I guess, with multiple players as well. So you got achievements, goal card rules, clarifications, and a houseplant world map showing us where these houseplants, I would take a guess, where they originate or where they're popular. And we get some credits on the back. All right, so we got a few punch boards here. So we got 3. So here we have the room items. Of chair, couch, bookshelf. We have cat, dog, bird. So we have them in different colors. So we have 5 different colors. We've got the different pots. There's our green thumb. And these are dual-sided. So these must be the pots that have the score. And then these are just terracotta. So that's one. Here's the other. So we also have our watering can. Some more pots. And then looks like one of the green thumbs popped out. So we have fertilizer and we have the trowel and more pots. Got that. Take a guess that that little thumb's floating around in here. There it is. Ta-da! So we've got the cards here. Got a score pad. A little closer look at that score pad there. Oops. So there we have this. And it looks like the autofocus is doing okay on the Panasonic GH5 Mark II. As I've pointed out before, Panasonic is not known for very good autofocus, although this is one of the better autofocuses out there. Okay, so first thing I can tell you, cardstock's pretty nice, and they do have a linen finish. So we've got item goals, plant goals, room goals. These are our plants. More cards here. Well, we're taking a look at that. We have a little drawstring bag with Verdant. Calico had a drawstring bag as well. Cocoa Bee's rocking out. So is Kevin. Thank you very much for stopping on in. We will hopefully catch you later. So there's that. And then we've got some baggies, and then we've got the Verdant. So I'm taking a guess it's probably worth 1. These might be worth 5. Those are pretty little. These are quite a bit larger. Of course, I'm holding them like trees. They're leaves. They're probably supposed to go like that. All right, so those are the verdancy tokens. Let's take a look at some of these cards. We're not going to look at each and every one, but we've got the pincushion cactus. jade. So here's our lighting. So I guess this can be in full sunlight or partial sunlight. And you need 7 verdancy tokens to pot the plant. I think that's what it was saying was you're using the verdancy tokens so that you can pot it. And then we have, I guess these are all kind of cacti, I should say. With the bird of paradise, African violet, peace lily. Gotta say, the artwork is very, very nice. But once again, it's Beth Sobel art. That's what we've come to expect. The ficus bonsai, corkscrew plant, black-eyed Susan vine, arrowhead vine. So I guess these are all vines. Creeping fig, betel, elephant ear, double Z plant, ZZ Top plant. I think we might have a few more. Yep, I was going to say, I thought we'd have a few more plants there. These are our player aid cards. So we have a coin plant. The fiddle leaf fig. Parlor palm. Okay. Cool. So these are the room cards. And you'll notice, so we have the 5 different colors, and then we have the lighting. So we have full sunlight, partial sun, and no sun, basically. But you'll also notice here, they're all different. They're not all just the same. I mean, there's only so many combinations you can have, but still. Cool. So we don't need to look at all of these because they're all effectively the same thing. So these, I guess these are, taking a guess, each of the players gets one of these? Yeah, because there's 5 of them. So you have an item storage, then you can store green thumbs here as well. So that is that. We have 10 scoring cards because we have 2 different sides. So each of the players is going to get player aid cards. Probably lay them out like this. Then we got some item goals. Pot pairs. 2 victory points for each matching pair of pots. Delayed gratification. 2 points for each terracotta pot. I'll take a wild stab that these are probably hidden objectives. Creature comforts. 4 points for the most pets. Backup plan. 4 points for ending the game with an unused nurture token. So those are item goals. Plant goals. Apartment living. 2 points for each completed plant with verdancy requirement of 4 or fewer. Well, that's kind of funny. On vacation, 2 points for each plant with 2 or fewer verdancy achieved. Perfect conditions. Nice. So this is adding more replayability to the game with these various different goals. Then we got room goals. Triple treatment. 3 points for each room type with 3 or more rooms. Coordinated corridors. 3 points for each row with all the same room type. Chaotic coordinator. 2 points for each room with no plant type matches. Okay, cool. All right. So we've got the various decks of cards. Got the gold cards. We've got the plant cards. Got our player aid cards, as well as our storage and green thumb cards. Our verdancy tokens. The fabric drawstring bag. Our scoring pad. As we'll pop that green thumb back in there. 3 punch boards of tokens, as well as the rule book. And that is what we find when we take everything from Verdant outside the box. Of course, I will have a review of Verdant in the very near future. I am intrigued. My interest is piqued. Reason why I like games like this, because I can bust them out with like my mom, my sister-in-law, even, my nephew, my niece. They like games like this, although they're more into, thematic games, as I am as well. But still, it's nice, pleasant sort of looking game. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to checking this out. All right, let's swing on over to the other camera. So that is it for this time out. It looks as if the winning release from Free League Publishing that you want to see tomorrow, unless you're the madman, it's Game Wednesday, so he'll catch it on the, flip side. You voted for Alien Heart of Darkness, so that's what we're going to take a look at on tomorrow's live stream. So tune in for that. All right, that is it for this time out. Little quicker show tonight. About an hour, a little more. A couple minutes more than an hour. Anywho, if you like this video, please give it a quick thumbs up. Subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel if you haven't already. And if you do subscribe, ding that bell. Will not only let you know when the Dispatch streams live Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday evenings right here on YouTube. Also let you know when I upload other videos, such as my upcoming review of Wretched Bastards from the Red Room. This will be up later on this week, so stay tuned for that. And of course, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit thegaminggang.com for all latest in tabletop gaming news, reviews, and a whole lot more that you won't find here on the YouTube channel. You know the drill. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. Thank you very much for watching. If you were hanging out live, I appreciate that. If you took part in chat, much more appreciation. If you voted today, you get the most appreciation. But if you took part in chat, thank you, because that way you're not only keeping me company, but each other company as well. But of course, I know not everyone gets an opportunity to watch live. Doesn't matter if you're watching live or on Memorex. I really do appreciate each and every one of you taking time out to watch any of the videos on the Gaming Gang YouTube channel. Right, I will be back tomorrow. And here's hoping each and every one of you get to enjoy plenty of great gaming with your gang.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.
Oh, hey, you're still here. Well, that's okay. You don't have to leave just yet. In fact, why don't you subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel right here, or take a peek at the latest live stream, or even find out what YouTube recommends you check out from the channel. And of course, I'm Jeff McAleer. Thanks again for watching.